Today we're going to be talking about the best bourbons that you can drink now that we're in the fall season. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today we're talking about bourbons that are great to drink now that it's fall. Now that you can see it's spooky season here, you can tell. I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I do like to drink to the seasons. You're not going to see me drinking some crazy foolproof thing. During the summer, I'm drinking cocktails or, lower proof things that are finished in weird things. Something feels wrong about drinking like a lot of double oaks during the heat of summer. It just doesn't make sense to me. Of course, I obviously will make exceptions and try things and that kind of stuff, but these bottles are a range of availability. But these are all bottles that are perfect to drink once it starts to get just a little colder outside. Now, what was my criteria for this? My criteria was I was kind of looking for a flavor profile, and you will see that like constant throughout most of the bottles on this video. There is one that is not a bourbon, it is a rye, but we'll get to that one once we get to it. These are in no particular order. First up is one of my newest favorite budget bourbon finds. This is Cooper's Craft 100 proof. This thing is like drinking a pecan spin wheel in the best way possible. I love this stuff. Oh my God, it smells so good. This is a $35 bottle that you can find in a lot of places. I know some places used to have it, now they don't. There's rumors. Every time I bring this up, people say, I heard from a reliable source that it's going away. I heard from a reliable source that it's not going away. They closed their cooperage. They're just going to get barrels from different places. I don't know. They have not responded to me. I did reach out to them directly via an email. I may have just emailed Brown-Forman. I forget. They have not gotten back to me, so I don't know. But I will tell you this, if while they're around right now, go grab one of these. It's perfect for the fall season. Moving on to the next one. Up next, this is like the lightest flavor profile on this one. This one is the James E. Pepper decanter bottle. This one reminds me of like figs and raisins and those kind of darker notes. This is batch number 26. I think these are fantastic, and I don't want to say they're underrated because there was a lot of hype around these when these first came out, but I think that people do kind of sleep on these. I think these are really, really good. They do vary quite a bit from batch to batch, but they are fantastic, and the bottle design is just like so old school. I love it. If you haven't tried one of these, you definitely should try to get one. If you want a batch that's really good, batch number 26 is really good. So moving on to the next one. You all knew this was going to be on this list. Don't pretend you didn't know. This is a bottle of a pick of Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Not my favorite double oaked on the planet, but it is a really good representation of what double oak can do. And there are definitely way worse double oaks that I've had out there than this. These are fantastic. If you can find some of the picks, like the batch picks, definitely try those. They're a step above of the regular just batch product. They're just like kind of, cranked up to 10. They're really solid. I would even maybe put the Woodford double oaked on this list if you're okay with paying like 3 times the amount for essentially the same thing. Doesn't taste that much different. I've done a whole rant about that. I'm not going to get back into that, but I've done those videos. You can find them. But try Woodford Double Oaked if you haven't already. Moving on to the next one. All right, we're going to break up the list here. This is not a bourbon. This is a rye whiskey, but this has to be talked about when you're talking about this time of year. This is a Midwinter's Night Dram. This is a blend of rye whiskeys finished in port barrels. These are some of the most widely varied special releases from year to year that I've ever had. High West makes this, and I have this one that has a lot in it because it's not very good. This is Act 10, Scene 2. The other one that I have is Act 11, and it is so much better. It's not even close. I like to talk about these at this time of year because they're fantastic. The same kind of notes, you know what I mean? Same kind of like fig, darker pecans and like darker notes on this. These are not worth like the crazy amount of money. I think $200 even was what their MSRP is. I think 150, 200, something like that. Even that's a little high, but if you want to splurge and have something special to look forward to, try to look at the notes on each individual batch and kind of see which one you would gravitate towards because they vary a whole lot. Moving on to the next one. All right, this one is just the first one that I had, so this can kind of stand in for any of them, but I do think this is one of the best ones of them. This is Conviction 1929 Double Oaked. This is my single barrel pick we did back in September. This thing is unbelievable, and Conviction Double Oaked is the best double oaked in the game. I know you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this. This is better than 13th Colony Double Oak. I'm telling you, you're wasting your money. These are like $60-$70, and they are infinitely better. I've had, I think, 2 different batches of the Double Oaked, if I'm remembering correctly, and they both weren't not as good as this one, and they are like impossible to find. So if you are in a place where you can get your hands on a Conviction Double Oaked, you definitely should. They are insane for the money, and just insane in general. Moving on to the next one. All right, this is one of the ones that I specifically say for this time of year. This is Stag Junior. This is, I think, batch 9. This is the oldest Stag I have. I just grabbed one off the shelf. Stag in general, this is not any specific batch whatsoever. This is just all Stags are perfect for this time of year. They're darker, they're leather, they're cherry, they're tobacco. They vary from batch to batch. They're grapey. They have like just this super dark flavor profile that is just absolutely delicious and really appropriate for this time of year. It is such a good bottle. It is so good. You don't need me to tell you that Stag's good. Look it up. Do some research on which one you think you you would want if you were going to splurge and buy one. Remember, they retail like $80, 60, 70, $80, somewhere around there. So don't go spending $500, $600, $700 on a bottle of Stag. But if you do get one, you'll be very happy with it. Moving on to the next one. All right, this is one of my favorite bottles in my collection, and I talk about this all the time when I talk about like higher proof things or things for this time of year. This is an Old Forester single barrel proof. Now, I have 3 different Old Forester single barrel proofs. They are not all created equal. You know, I said that the special release from High West is one of the most widely varied special releases. I stand by that. These are the most widely varying single barrel picks I've ever come across. Some of them are just okay and too bad, and some of them are absolutely incredible. Like this one. This one is a barrel pick from Corona Cigar Company. I've told the story about how I got this before. I found it at Publix, long story short. And I wish I had bought in the entire case because these are so good. I would put this up against almost anything you've had. This is from Warehouse H, Floor 8, coming in at 130.1 proof. Super dark tobacco, super dark pecan, very banana bread. Oh God, such a beautiful nose. Brown sugary. It's those kind of flavors, and it's what makes it just really good for this time of year. These are not all created equal. I'm not pretending they are, but I'm just saying if you can get a good one of these, you're talking perfect bottle paired for the season. Moving on to the next one. All right, up next is a bottle that is a Tennessee exclusive. They sell them at the distillery. They sell them at other places in Tennessee. I also have seen them in Kentucky for some reason, but this is a bottle of Jack Daniel's Distillery Series Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey finished in Oloroso sherry cask, coming in at 90 proof. This is like your lowest proof one on this list. This one is just like really great. It's everything that you love about it smells like plums. Oh, it's so good. I haven't had this in so long. It's everything that I like about the really good Midwinter's Night Drams, just in my opinion a little bit better because I love Jack Daniel's, and this just really encapsulates the season. Like it really, really does. I think this one was slept on. This one should have been talked about more than it was. This one was released in December of 2023. Like they nailed that timing of the release. Like it's perfect for this time of year. Moving on to the last one. This is the most unique one and probably, all things considered, the hardest one to get on my list because this was a single barrel pick that was done just specifically for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And if you didn't get it there, you're not getting it unless you buy it on secondary. But this is a very different type of thing for me to enjoy and to recommend. This is a little off my flavor profile here, but this one smells and tastes exactly like apple pie, so it fits. This is RD1 bourbon finished with Amburana wood. I don't typically love Amburana finishing, and I'm not saying this changed my mind on Amburana finishing. It is so good. It tastes, it's very subtly done. It doesn't taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It tastes like apple pie. It smells like a McDonald's apple pie. It's unbelievable. And when you're drinking it, it tastes like apple pie. It's like perfect for the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. So I don't know if you can still get these. Maybe they brought some home that didn't sell at the festival. I have no idea. But maybe get in contact with them, see if they have any left, or if they do, where you can find them. But this barrel number 42, for people who are interested, it says it right here on the side. Really solid bottle from RD1, and I look forward to trying more stuff from them. So comment down below. Let me know what bottles you like to drink during this time of year. While you're down there, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I would love to get there before the end of 2025, and we can do it if you just hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.